Hello guys, yeah, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Don't forget you are still watching Good Face, and I am Sunday. All right, today I'll be guiding you guys on the HTML listing. HTML listing, how you can be able to apply it in your work to list your items, and also how you can be able to apply it in your navigation bar, which we have created in our last tutorial. So please, if you have not watched that particular tutorial on navigation bar and anchor tag, it's very, very important you go and watch it because it's very, very important because you're going to make use of them. You must make use of anchor tag and your navigation in your when you are building your website. So please go back and watch that particular video, which I'm still going to drop under the description section. So if you have not watched it, you can go there and click on the link to watch the video so I can be able to follow us as we progress. All right, today I'm going to be teaching the HTML listing. And under this HTML listing, you're going to be seeing the ordered listing and unordered listing with other forms of list method you can use to list your items. So I'll be teaching you guys on how you can be able to apply it in your work when you are building your website, and also how you can be able to apply it in your navigation bar. So please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bell so that whenever we publish a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. So guys, let's go to the practical aspect of this tutorial. So I can be able to show you how you can be able to use your HTML listing to list your items when you are building your website. So let's go there, guys. Hello guys. Yeah, welcome to the practical aspects of this tutorial. Like I said, we are going to be treating the HTML list, and under the HTML list, we're going to be seeing the unordered list, ordered list, and other list tags like description list. So all these these list items we are going to be seeing in this tutorial, and how you can be able to apply them in your navigation bar. So let's go to the business of the day. So I have to delete this. We treated this in our last video, so let me just clear it. Then if you have not watched that video, so please go and watch that video so that you can be able to understand our subsequent videos. So guys, we have this. So let me just use my horizontal line to, let me start with unordered, unordered list items. Okay, also use horizontal line. Now, if you want to bring out your unordered list item or list tag, what you have to do is just type your UL. UL is being represented by unordered. YOL is represented with ordered. So U there is unordered, YO there is ordered. So let's bring out an ordered tag, unordered UL. Sorry, in case your this is not served as user friendly, you can just type it manually. UL, your closing tag and opening tag, just like we have been typing our tag. Then inside this UL, that's where you now have our list items, the items you want to actually combine together. Now, inside this list, inside this UL, the opening and closing UL, you have your LI. LI is list items. As you to list your items, LI, you can say pen, let's say school items, you just say pen, pencil, books, books, books. Now let's preview this. This is how you list them. So inside your UL, you list your items, which is represented by LI. So let's preview and see what happens. Go live. All right, so you can see when you are making use of UL, that's another listing. You're going to separate them with bullet points. That's why we call it unordered. It's not actually ordered like 1, 2, 3, 4 or Roman figures or anyone. You just have to use the bullet point to separate the listing. That's why you call it unordered. It's not actually ordered. You get. But when you're making use of ordered, that's when you now see something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to order it accordingly. or it can use a Roman figures I, and so on and so forth, or they can use a small letter of I, big letter of I, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So to order it accordingly. So that's where you now start talking about ordered listing. But this one is to unordered listing, which makes use of bullet points. Although you can actually change the bullet point type, actually change this list typing. Get this list type or style type. Actually change it to square or any other one you like. Actually change it to that type of bullet form. Get which I'm going to still show you in this video. So please stay tuned to this video and watch to the end. Now this is for an ordered list. Now let's type an ordered. Let's type our ordered listing. Ordered list, ordered list, HR. Like I said, if you want to bring out your ordered list, you just have to make use of OL. Let's still make use of the same pencil books. Now, the same method, you list your items. The only difference now is that this one is OL, while this one is what? UL. That means that it's unordered, while this one is ordered. So to not confuse you guys, but you are still going to make use of the li to list your items inside the list tag. Now this one is pencil. This one is books. Now let's see how this one will appear or display. Are you seeing it? This one is displaying 1, 2, 3. If you have another one to still keep going, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this one is displaying in bullet form. But this one is displaying in number form. You get, so you can see the difference. So depending on what you can actually what you want to actually achieve, if you want to number your items with bullet points instead of numbers, you can actually make use of an ordered list. But if you want to number your items using numbers or IV, and so on and so forth. If you want to make use of that kind of numbering, then you have to make use of what? Ordered list. Ordered list. So guys, this is what we call ordered and unordered list items in HTML. So guys, let's go deep in the ordered list. Let's say that's an ordered list. Okay, let's change the form of the listing, how the bullet form is actually displaying. Okay, let me use coffee. Let me use coffee. Let me use coffee. And let me use here, let's say milk or milk. Sorry. I can say tea. Tea. I can say cup. Now, normally this item, let me use HR. This item is going to display like an ordered list. You can see an ordered list. Now I want to change the bullet point form. So let me come. You have to come to the unordered list tag, the tag holding these list items. Get, if you come to that place, you add your attributes. Remember, if you want to add your attributes, you add it within the opening tag, not here, not inside this closing tag. You come to the tag holding all the list items. Don't forget, you don't add it only in this first list item, or you just come and add it all the list item. No, once you have added it in this tag holding all the list items, it's going to take effect in all the listing, because this is the mother, this is the child. So you just like giving effect to the mother, the child will carry the same effects you have, or the same editing you have done to the mother. So this is how it works. So you come to the tag holding all the list item, which is what? The UL. You give space, you type your list. The type of listing you're going to type is list type. sorry, your style type, because this is actually styling. This is CSS stuff. So you have to open it with what your style tag, which is what or attribute. You're making use of attribute here because it's an attribute. You type your style, which you have already treated. You type your list style type, list style dash type. So then you can see if you have a circle, we have this, we have none, we also have we have many of them. We have decimal and so on and so forth. So let's make use of okay, let's use square. Let's use square and see. Are you seeing it? This particular stuff has changed from circle to what? To square. Are you seeing it? So this is how you can be able to change your your bullet form. Assuming if you are good in Microsoft Word, you know that we have this type of bullet form in Microsoft Word, whereby you have something like arrow bullets, you have a square, we have circle, and other ones. We have none also, which you can also apply here. If you don't want to give any style type, this style type, you can just come here and say none. None means none. I don't want to use anyone. You will not see anyone here. Yet we normally make use of this when we want to apply your listing in your navigation bar, because in your navigation bar, if you are putting your listing, you don't need to put the list type, those bullet uh, points and other things, or if it's ordered listing, those 1, 2, 3 and so on and so forth. You don't actually need it in your navigation bar, so you just have to remove it, then use your CSS to style the listing to your text. So this is what you do in your navigation bar. So this is important. You know that if you want to remove the bullet form or the default bullet formatting, this particular listing can wait. If you want to remove it, you just have to use the what your style attribute. If you are doing inline styling, you just have to use your style attribute to give your this thing, your list style type to none. Get, but if you are making use of it in your body, maybe body of your website, and you actually want to use it, then if you want to use circle, you can say circle. It will change to circle. You can see this form of circle. If you want to use let me say you want to use this, okay, disk. Let's see how it change. You can see the setup, the fourth one is disk. Now if you want to use let me it's another one that I have. If you want to use okay, okay, decimal. You can see this one is decimal. If you want to make use of the listing, the numbering of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can make use of decimal. But this is actually not. I don't actually make use of this because you are making use of unordered listing. So decimal is not supposed to be here because it's actually contradicting what you are actually doing here. So by default, if you want to make use of that 1, 2, 3, 4, you just have to make use of your ordered listing so that automatically or by default, it will bring out your numbering with 1, 2, 3, 4, so and so on. So that's it. So this is how you can actually remove or change the bullet form of this particular unordered list. Let me change it to non-back, or let me change it back to let me change it back to circle. Let me change it to circle. And this is how you make use of the bullet formatting. Format your bullet points. Now let's go and do the same thing to our ordered lists. Let's do the same thing to our ordered list. Okay, just permit me to just copy this. Permit me to just copy this from here to here. Let me not just keep repeating the same thing. I want to make use of the same thing. So let me just order list. Don't forget, I didn't copy this UL because I know that it's not the same thing with order list. So for me to use my order list, I have to bring out my OL. Then inside this OL, that's where I'm going to paste this thing I copied, this LI I copied. Get? Now, that's it. Now, in this OL, okay, see the default is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Now you can see how this particular stuff, okay, now you can see how this particular stuff is displaying by default, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you want to actually change the display form, that is, you want to change this one to three to another one, maybe I, and so on and so forth. If you want to change it, or capital I, small I, if you want to change it, you just have to come here and put your type, sorry, type attributes. This time around is type attribute. Don't make use of style again. Yet you make use of style in your UL, while in OL you make use of what? Your type attribute, because you want to change the type of the listing. So I can use, okay, let me use capital letter A and check. You can see it has changed to A, B, C, D with capital letter. Let me use small letter here and see what happens. It has changed to small letter. Let me use I, small letter I, to change to I. You see, it's changing to IV, and so on and so forth. So this is actually how you can actually use capital letter I to still change to capital letter IV. This is actually how you change the list format, get, or the bullet point or the numbering. You can change the bullet point to circle, disc, and so on, square, and also for the other listing, you can change it to I, small letter I, B letter I, ABC, small letter A, small letter B. You can change it to this format, and when you display it in your browser, you will see the effects. So, guys, this is how you make use of your ordered listing and an ordered listing. Now, we also have other forms of lists, uh, like we have a description list. We also have description list, description list. You also have description list, which and inside this description list, we have we want to bring out your description list. Okay, just like we have other, just like we have other our ordered list represented with OL, ordered represented with UL. We also have description list, which is represented with the DL. Yeah, then inside this DL, we have the description term, the term we actually want to describe. Let me say, want to describe a man or human being, human being. Want to describe a human being, then we use the name, which is this is the man we want to describe, right? Now, under it, you have your what? Description data, which is what? Your DD. Then want to describe it. Maybe it has a human being can be man. Then under a DD again, can also be a woman, a woman. That's for the human being. Then under I want to describe another person. You have what? Your DT again. Then the person I want to describe is okay. Let me describe, okay, tech tech skills. Let me use tech skills. Under this tech skills, under, don't forget, you don't add this in, you don't include this DD inside the DT. No, you just type it. The first one is what? DT. The first one is DL. Inside the DL, that's when you now have all this DT and DD. Then this DT now is just trying to, you are listing the person you want to actually describe. Then under it now, you now list the properties or the characteristics of this particular human being. You get the same thing. After you are done listing them, you bring out another term you want to actually describe, which is what? Test skill. It's what? DT. Then under the DT, you can now start describing the person with your DD tag. Then this particular, have graphics. We have graphics. We have crowd computing. Crowd computing. We have web. We have cyber security, and so on and so forth. So let's check. Let's go down and check. You can see how this thing is actually displaying. So the first one is what? Human being. Look at it. Then under this human being, you can see it will index that particular properties. It will bring it inside, showing that this particular man and woman is what is under this human being. It's trying to give characteristics of this human being. So you get, you can say this human being now is man and woman. The another test skill, we can have graphics, which are under this particular test skill. You can have graphics, you can have cloud computing, and can also have web. So this is how you can actually be skills. This is how you can actually make use of your description list. Actually, from the name description, you can actually use to describe a particular data or a particular thing. You get, just like we have described this human being, and so human being can be man, it can also be woman. So test skill can also be graphics, can also be crowd computing, can also be web. And normally we don't not is we don't actually make this is not a use most times usually. It's good that you know the particular, you know the term. Yeah, so that whenever you meet yourself and they actually introduce this particular topic or this particular DL discussion list, you also follow up in the conversation. So this is how you actually make use of your description list. So guys, please at this point, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on your notification bell. If you have any question at all in any of our videos, kindly make use of the comment section. I will be right there to attend to your question and do justice to that. So guys, let's continue. Okay guys, the next one we are going to be doing now is how you can be able to nest your list, the HTML listing, how you can be able to nest them, both ordered listing and unordered listing. When I mean nesting, it means having listing inside listing. Yes. So let's just practicalize the stuff so that you can be able to understand what I'm trying to say. Now let's okay, this one is ordered and ordered. Okay, let's use this one under this unordered. Let's use a nested list. Okay, let's use nested UL list. UL list. That's when I make use of UL, you know, it's unordered. Okay, under it, sorry. Under it, we have HR, HR. Now, let's make use of it. And first one we are going to use, because we are making use of unordered. So just first of all, bring out your UL. Inside this UL tag, you can now have your listing. Let's list the first item. First item can be, okay, let me say, okay, code this. Now, let me use nested now. I can still use inside this unordered. I can still put an ordered listing there. Let me use another UL. Inside this UL, I can still have my list again. This is nested. This is what we call nested inside this inside UL, under UL, inside UL. Then you can have tech. This tech, UL, LI. I mean to say, we have okay, we have okay, computer. Then after the UL, I can still start listing again and say websites. I can still list another one and say HTML. I can still say, let me bring out my unordered list and nest it again inside the UL. Inside this UL, I can now have LI and still introduce another one, which is what pencil. You can see how I've nested this stuff. Yes, let me explain now. Inside the UL, let me preview how it's going to look so that, guys, are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So assuming for code base, you have a okay. Let me this HTML. Let me okay. Let me just save it. So in this one, you have a code base. Inside this is we also have on another listing, which is what tech and computer. We have nested this UL inside this UL because you know this all of this is inside UL. So we have nested another UL inside the UL. Then after it, we also started listing and our listing our LI. And inside again, after this LI, which is HTML, we also have another nested UL, which is what pen and what and pencil. Okay, this is what you call nested listing. Nested listing. So guys, this also how you can apply it in your OL, which is what ordered listing. So guys, please pause this video and figure out how you can be able to apply this the same thing I did here, this nested listing for UL, how you can be able to apply it in your OL. Pause this video and give it a try. Okay, guys, I believe you got the answer. Let me just do it with you guys. Now, let's demarcate this with nested OL. Nested OL. Nested OL. And inside this place, first of all, bring out our OL. Inside the OL, we bring out our list. Our list can be man. Inside this one, we can duplicate it to be woman, to be woman, to be woman. Then after the woman, we can nest. After the woman, we can now nest another OL. We introduce our OL inside this OL we have already introduced. So that's what we call nesting. Nesting something or nesting any element or a tag inside another tag. Oh, okay. Inside this, you have to introduce our LI to list the item inside this OL. And say, just use random word, future, can list another one. Can list another one and say and after this particular OL, remember after this one you can please enter to continue listing. You can continue listing sources. Then after this UI can LI can also introduce another OL, next another OL. Inside this OL, we can bring out our list tag LI and continue listing it inside our OL. You can say Grace Harrison. Let's save and see. All right, guys. Can you see it? Can you see it now? We have a man, this is a list. Don't forget, all these things are inside OL. From here to here are inside OL. Then inside this OL, we have our LI, which is LI. We also have our LI. Also have our LI, which is woman. Then after the LI, we introduced another word, another OL. That's why it's numbered with 1, 2, 3. So we introduce our OL, which is ordered list. We introduce our OL, and inside the OL we also listed 2 items, which is what future and car. Then after that, we started listing our stuff without introducing any other OL. We just use LI to list another one, which is what sources. And after the sources, we introduce another what OL, which is what we use the Grace and what and Harrison here. So you can see this OL is nested. This particular OL is nested inside the whole of this OL. Let's check our code. You can see this particular OL from here to here is nested. It's inside this particular the OL holding all of them. Yeah, we also have 2 OL inside the main OL. We have 2 OL. This is one, this one, and this one. So we have nested 2 OL inside the main OL. So this is what we actually call nesting list or nested listing. You get this is what we call nested listing. So we can actually nest or put another OL inside OL. Shall you get? So this is how you can actually nest your HTML list. So guys, I believe this is clear enough now. So you can actually go through this at your convenient time or at your usual time. You can actually practice this so that you can be able to understand how you can be able to structure your website. So if you're out there and someone asks you a question, you can be able to actually understand the question and do justice to that. But this can actually be confusing sometimes. But just know that when you're talking, maybe you're making use of OL, you just your ordered listing, you just know that you are going to introduce it with OL. And inside the OL, you can have your LI. Yes. Then when you're making use of unordered, you can say you can introduce it with what UL. Inside the UL, you can have your what your list, which is what LI, and list your items with what your LI. Then when you want to do nested list inside the main OL or UL, you can introduce another what another OL. That is for if it's for another list. Don't forget that you can actually come here. Okay, guys, you can actually come here and instead of introducing with OL, we can actually introduce with UL. Yeah, should work. Let's say UL. We are making use of OL. Let's list. I don't have an answer for that. Let's use okay. Let's list something. Yeah, let's list one. List one, then list two, list two, and let's check. Are you seeing it? So you can actually introduce uh another. You can actually introduce your UL inside what inside your OL. So all these things you can just manipulate all these things in your work, and you see how beautiful. If you use it very well, you see how beautiful your work will look like. Because guys, you can which we can actually change. Okay, we're making use of this. We're making use of this OL. That's why the UL. That's why this unordered. That's why the bullet point is like this. Which we know that we can actually change it from here. You just have to come here. Sorry, just have to come here and give your style and give it what list style type, give it to none or give it to square or anyone. Let's give it none. Try to remove. You can see it as that particular bullet point. We have removed that particular bullet point, which you can also do the same thing here. Okay, we have removed this particular one to none. Now remember, you can actually do the same thing in this place. Now, one thing I want to point out, if you want to remove the if you want to remove the OL, that's this ordered list. If you want to remove the style type, yes, you just have to make use of style attribute, list style type, you change it to none for it to remove. You can see it has left. We have removed this particular one. But if you want to bring it back, you have to make use of what your type attribute. You can make use of B, only one. You can see it has come back again. If you want to remove, you make use of your list style type. If you want to remove whether on other list or other list, you want to remove the styling as in the bullet point or the numbering beside it. If you want to remove them, you have to make use of your styling. That's why you say it's CSS, get which we are still going to see in CSS. So if you want to remove it, make use of a styling to actually remove it. If you want to add it back in your OL, you have to make use of your word type. And if it's your UL, you have to make use of your word style. And style should be, you know how to bring, as you can say, disk style should be this and to bring it back. So that's it. Now, the last thing we are going to be seeing is how you can actually apply this in your navigation bar. How you can able to apply this in your navigation bar. Remember, you have treated navigation bar in our last video. So please, if you have not watched it, so just kindly go and watch that particular video so that you will not feel lost. And this is our navigation bar. Let's bring get our navigation tag. Navigation tag. Inside the navigation tag, we have you can have our lists. Okay, let's use an ordered list. Maybe let's use another. Okay, let's use another. Then inside this another, we have list. Let's list our stuff. Let's okay. Let's just bring out first this. Then it should be this one should be about us. Now let's see how this thing is going to display. Let's go up. You can see this thing is not clickable, but it's meant to be clickable. It's just a normal text, a normal listing, but it's meant to be clickable. Now, what are we going to do to make this particular store to be clickable? Can you pause this video and think on what we're going to do to make this particular store to be clickable? Okay, guys, if you want to actually make this into be clickable, what you are going to do, just within this about and this stuff, what you have to do, you just bring out your anchor tag, because we treated anchor tag with navigation bar, and we said that navigation bar works with anchor tag. That's why we treated them together. So you bring out your anchor tag, which is what represented with what a tag. Inside this a tag, we have ref, href. You get, then within this open and closing anchor tag, that's where you're going to add this about. That's where you're going to add this about. Look at the space within there. Can you see this is opening tag, this is opening tag, this is a closing tag. So within it, you add your what about, so that this about can be clickable because it's inside the anchor tag. Assuming it's outside the anchor tag, it's still not going to be clickable because you added it within the li. So that's why you have to bring it inside the anchor tag so that it can be able to be what, be clickable when you click on it. So this way, this is where you link your stuff. Let's say you don't want to link anything. You can see it's now clickable. It's now clickable. Can you see my cursor? It has a clickable icon. Yes, but if you come to this way, it's still changes to text. Okay, so this one is now clickable. So you can see the link where it's going to direct, which we have not added any link. So this is how I can actually make use of the li in your ordered or unordered list. You can still change this into unordered. Just come here and change OL, and come here and change this one to OL. You can see one, to change to one. So this is how you make use of them in your work. So this is OL, not 0 in your work. Yes. So which we can still remove this one here, because I said in navigation, in your navigation, but you don't actually need it. So let's just remove it. If you want to remove it, bring out your style. This type, change it to what? To none. To none. To remove. So let's bring out more. The inside this page can duplicate this listing. Still under, still within the OL, can duplicate this particular listing. Change it one to contact us. And change it one to contact us. And change it one to privacy. Privacy policy. And see, so when you click on this page, it's going to go about us, go to contact us, go to what? Privacy policy, which I have tweeted it in our last video. So guys, please subscribe to our channel. We'll keep bringing you more interesting videos. We're just checking this in gradually so that you don't feel lost, you understand it very well. Because if you don't do it this way, you might find it difficult to understand it when you want to practice, especially if you are new in web development. That's why we are taking our time to make this in self-explanatory, so that when you are practicing, you can be able to understand it more better. Get, so you not feel confused. But at any time you feel confused or if you have any question, please, we are here to help you. Drop it under this comment section and we are going to attend to all the questions there. So guys, with this, we are going to end this video here. So don't forget that in web development, you just have to practice and practice. So I urge you guys to put these things into practice. You don't just watch it and leave. Practice these things we have already treated, especially if you are new into this, get it, because it's going to help you. Because when you enter CSS and you don't understand HTML, you're going to find it difficult to understand CSS. And if you don't understand HTML, you're also going to find it difficult to understand JavaScript and PHP, because you make use of HTML. You make use of HTML to build your JavaScript, your PHP, and other ones. So if you don't understand how you can structure your website, you're going to find it very, very difficult to understand our subsequent videos. So practice these things so that you can be able to master it. Just a recap of what we have already done. We did the HTML list, and we saw the UL. We also saw the OL, and we also saw other listing like description list, and we also saw how you can be able to apply them in your work. And we said that if you want to bring out your OL, your ordered listing, you make use of what OL, and inside the OL you now have your LI, that's to list your items. Then we also say that uh, if you want to bring out your unordered, you make use of what your UL. Inside the UL, you have your what LI to list your items. You get. Then remember that unordered, we list the items in either circle or disc or square type, depending on the list type, style type you have given to that particular one. Why ordered, we give it number, to number it accordingly. Okay. Then we say you can actually move them in your work using your list style type. You set it to what, to none, and that particular listing type will actually go. You get. So this is what we treated in our video, in this video. So guys, please subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed, like our videos, and share our videos to your friends so that we can be able to be doing more of these videos in our subsequent tutorials. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in our next video. Bye.